All right, if you're in the AI space, you've probably felt the pain of trying to share or even just find a machine learning model. Well, today we're diving into the platform that pretty much solved that problem and became the absolute heart of the open source AI community, the Hugging Face Hub.
But let me just start with a question. What if I told you that you could find, test, and use just about any state-of-the-art AI model in a matter of seconds without leaving your web browser? Sounds kind of like science fiction, right? Well, it's not. Stick around.
To really get why the Hub is such a massive deal, you have to remember what life was like before. The bad old days. For the longest time, the world of machine learning had this huge, annoying model sharing problem. I mean, everybody was working in their own little bubble. If you wanted to try a model you read about in some research paper, good luck! You'd have to go on a scavenger hunt for the code, then try to figure out this ridiculously complex setup with all the right libraries and dependencies, and then just hope for the best. It was such a waste of time and resources just to get something running.
And this is exactly where the Hugging Face Hub comes into the picture. Honestly, the best way to think about it is right there on the screen. It's the GitHub for machine learning, a single, central hub designed to fix all of those headaches.
So here's the core idea. The Hub is a central platform that lets anyone, and I mean anyone, discover, use, and even contribute back their own models and datasets. It's not just some static file storage. It's a living, breathing community where the coolest stuff in AI is being shared with everybody.
And when I say universe of models, I'm really not kidding. The sheer scale of what you can find on there is, well, it's kind of mind-blowing. So let's peek inside, shall we?
Yep, over 10,000. That is the number of public models you can get your hands on right now. This isn't just a curated little list. It is one of the biggest, most comprehensive collections of pre-trained models on the entire planet.
Now look, I know what you might be thinking. When you hear Hugging Face, your brain probably goes straight to text, to language models, right? And for good reason. That's where they started. But what's so cool is that the Hub has grown way, way beyond just natural language processing. And this table just shows you how diverse it's become. You've got models for speech, using libraries like Asteroid to do things like separate different audio tracks. You have cutting-edge vision models for image classification. And of course, the massive collection of NLP models is still there. It's truly a one-stop shop for almost any AI domain you can think of. So, how in the world do they manage all this so smoothly? Well, the secret sauce is just genius. Every single model on the Hub is its own Git repository. Now, if you've ever used GitHub, you know that means you get powerful version control. For machine learning, that is a revolution. It means you can track every single change, and if an update breaks your project, you can just roll back to an older version. It also guarantees reproducibility, which is the holy grail in research. The model you use today is the exact same one your colleague can use next month. It's this Git foundation that makes the whole thing so simple and reliable. Okay, but what if I told you there's a feature that's even more like, well, pure magic, something that lets you play with a model before you even think about downloading it? Let's talk about the Hosted Inference API, because this is an absolute game changer.
Just remember the old way of doing this. First, you find the model weights, then you set up a super complex environment, then you write a whole script just to run one test, then you download gigabytes of data, and then step 5, you just cross your fingers and pray that it all actually works. It was such a barrier to entry.
The Hub's way? You test it in your browser. That's it. Every public model has a little widget right on the page where you can drop in your own data and see what it does instantly. That one single feature just completely obliterates that entire painful process we just talked about. So what's the catch? Who is this all for? How much does it cost? This really gets to the core philosophy of the Hub. It's all built to be free, open, and collaborative.
And that's a direct quote from the source because it's so important. Sharing and using any public model on the Hub is completely free. This single decision has democratized access to cutting-edge AI in a way that was pretty much unthinkable just a few years back.
Now, of course, they have to keep the lights on, so there are paid plans if you're a company and you need to host your models privately. But the big takeaway here is that this enormous public common space of AI models is open to every single person, no paywall in sight. Okay, so let's tie this all together. What the Hub gives us is one central place for over 10,000 AI models. And it's not just for language, it's for vision, speech, you name it. It lets you skip all the complicated setup and just test any model right in your browser. And maybe most importantly, it's all built on a foundation of free and open collaboration for everybody. So we'll end on this thought. For the very first time,
A massive universe of incredibly powerful AI is not locked away in some lab. It's literally at your fingertips, just waiting for you to explore and build something new. So the only real question left is, what are you going to create with it?